Krishna, Jasa Labhati Ratihi.
Krishna, Sanskrit.
He becomes automatically attached.
He becomes automatically attached.
And so long we are not attached to Vasudeva, then
And so long we are not attached to Vasudeva, then
our attachment for this matter will oblige me
then our attachment for this matter will oblige me
to transfer or transmigrate from
transmigrate from
one body to another.
From one body to another.
Okay, Josh, do you want to try this one?
Sure.
And I will have to circumambulate.
I couldn't catch that one. I heard and that's about it.
And I'll have to circumambulate.
Okay.
In the 8,400,000 species of life,
In the 8,400,000 species of life.
lower grade, higher grade, that will continue.
Lower grade, higher grade, that will continue.
Therefore, this is the opportunity.
Therefore, this is the opportunity.
This human life to become
This human life to become
a devotee of Vasudeva, or
a devotee of Vasudeva for
to become fully Krishna conscious.
to become fully Krishna conscious.
Now, when one becomes fully in Krishna consciousness,
now when one becomes fully Krishna consciousness
or a devotee of Vasudeva Krishna,
Or a devotee of Vasudeva Krishna.
these characters are described.
His character is described.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
Nishamma karmani gunana tulyan vidyani lila tanugi kritani jadati harsho lokasu gadgadam sukanto gayati gauti nittati.
That was I heard a lot of Sanskrit, I think. I don't know if there was any English in there.
Yeah, not yet. Here you
Okay.
Bhagavat Bhagavat Rati Linganya. Now, a person, how he is fully
A person now, how he's, sound like he said fully,
Yeah,
maybe?
nice.
in Krishna consciousness, his symptoms are now being described.
Fully in Krishna consciousness, his symptoms are now being described.
Bhagavad Rati Linganya Sammaiti Gunan Bhakta Vaksalladi. Now he said, Nisamma Karmani
Sanskrit. Now he says Sanskrit.
Gunan atulyan vijani leela tanubhi kritani. This incarnation,
Sanskrit, this incarnation.
in the Bhagavad Gita, we have learned
In the Bhagavad Gita, we learn
that the Supreme Lord Krishna says, Jada jada hi dhanmasya glani bhavati,
that the Supreme Lord Krishna says, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasa Glanitir,
tadatmanam sujamaham. Whenever there is discrepancy
Wherever there is discrepancy
in the discharge of religious principles,
in the discharge of religious principles,
then there is incarnation of God.
Then there is incarnation of God.
Whenever there is, because this is
Whenever there is, because, so this is
everything, God is the supreme proprietor.
Everything, God is the supreme proprietor.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
Ishavashamidam sadvam. Now, the kingdom of God
In Sanskrit, and it sounded like now the kingdom of God.
Yeah, that was it.
is everywhere. But this material world is also kingdom
Is everywhere, but this material world is also
of God. But here, the people
kingdom of God, but here the people
are 99.9%. They are forgetful.
Here, the people, 99.9% are forgetful.
They have forgotten God.
they have forgotten.
Therefore, in this material world, there are religious principles.
Therefore, in this material world, there are religious principles.
Every civilized society, there is some form of religion, without any exception.
in every form of civilized society, there is some form of religion without exception.
Either you be Christian or be Mohammedan or be Buddhist or Hindu.
either you'll be Christian or you'll be Muslim, you'll be Hindu.
Buddhist.
That doesn't matter, because the whole idea is this is the
Or that doesn't matter because the whole idea is this is
process. Human civilization to make progress
this is the process of the human civilization to make progress
means self-realization. So as soon as there is discrepancy in the matter of self-realization,
Means self-realization. As soon as there is a discrepancy in the process of self-realization,
this one's for you, Josh.
they become too much materialistic. Then the incarnation of Godhead comes.
Something about becoming too materialistic, and that the incarnation of God comes?
Yeah.
And he instructs, just like Lord
And he instructs, just like Lord
Krishna came in 5,000 years before.
Lord Krishna came 5,000 years before,
And he has left his instruction.
And he has left his instruction.
So why? Because we shall get the opportunity
So what? Because we are given this opportunity?
So why? Because we shall get this opportunity
of hearing his activities.
Of hearing his activities.
By hearing his activities means we shall be
Hearing his activities means we shall
associating him because his activities, because
Associate with him because his activities, because
he is absolute. There is no difference between he and his activities.
Is absolute because there's no difference between him and his activities.
There is no difference. So yeah,
there is no difference. So here,
karmani gunan atulani. So just like you are kindly hearing,
Just like you are kindly hearing.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
the description given by Prahlad Maharaj.
Hearing the description given by Maharaj.
Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the process.
So this is the process.
When one becomes highly elevated in Krishna consciousness,
so when one becomes highly elevated in Krishna consciousness,
as soon as he hears Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad,
As soon as he hears Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavat
or Bible, anything description of Krishna or God,
Or value anything description of Krishna or God?
Or any description of Krishna or God?
No, or Bible.
Oh, or Bible.
then Ati Harsot Pulakad Gastu Gargadam Tut Kantu Gayati Roti Nittat. As soon as he hears, he becomes so
Then Sanskrit, as soon as he hears, he becomes so
much ecstatic that immediately he
so much ecstasy that immediately
begins to dance and sing and becomes very happy.
we can soon dance and sing and be very happy.
As soon as he hears.
As soon as we advance,
As soon as he hears.
here's
Just like somebody hears that
just like somebody hears that
in some business he has earned 10 millions of dollars.
In some business, he has earned some 10 millions of dollars.
And he becomes so much enthusiastic.
He becomes so much, I mean to say, enthusiastic. Yeah, this one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
Oh, I've got this, I dances and like that. This is of course material.
I think I heard, it sounded like you said dancing or something. I didn't catch a lot of that.
Oh, I have got this.
And he dances.
And he dances.
Okay.
Conception. Similarly,
This is the conception. Similarly,
when one has actually in Krishna consciousness and
When one has actually in Krishna consciousness
develop a position, his symptom will be
Develop his position, the symptom will be
that as soon as he hears of Krishna, God,
That as soon as he hears Krishna, God,
he becomes immediately ecstatic and begins to dance and cry and
He becomes immediately ecstatic and begins to dance and
sing just like a madman.
Sing just like a madman.
So this stage, we have several times cited the example.
So in this stage, we have several times discussed this example.
The reading of Bhagavad Gita, when Lord Chaitanya was traveling in South India,
Reading of Bhagavad Gita when Lord Chaitanya was touring South India.
he saw one Brahmin, he was reading Bhagavad Gita.
he saw one Brahmin, he was reading Bhagavad Gita,
But he was illiterate.
But he was illiterate.
this one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
But he was crying. So on inquiry from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
It almost sound like he was crying and then what was the other thing I heard? Like almost sound like he was crying and then something from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah,
Couldn't-
he was crying and then inquiry from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you.
what he is reading, he frankly admitted
What he is reading, he flatly admitted
that I'm illiterate. I do not know if
I am illiterate. I do not know even
the letters. But my Guru Maharaj asked me to read
I do not know even the letters, but my Guru Maharaj asked me to read
Bhagavad Gita daily. So I'm trying to read it.
Bhagavad Gita daily, so I'm trying to read it.
But I cannot read it.
but I cannot read it.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, then why you are crying?
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, then why are you crying?
He replied, yes, I get an ecstatic sense.
He replied, yes, I have read extensively. Or,
He replied, yes, I get an ecstatic symptom.
Sentiment. As soon as I touch this book, I see the picture.
As soon as I touch this book, I see the picture.
It was a sentiment, not symptom.
That Krishna is driving the chariot and Arjuna is sitting.
that Krishna is driving the chariot and Arjuna is sitting.
And he is instructing. So Krishna is so kind.
And he's instructing. So Krishna is so kind.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
Krishna is so faithful to his devotee.
It sounded like it said Krishna and then maybe something about being faithful, but I had a hard time hearing that one.
Yeah, Krishna is so faithful to his devotee.
Okay.
That he has taken the menial execution of service to his devotee.
That he has taken the menial execution of service to his devotee.
These feelings, whenever I feel, I'm crying.
These feelings, whenever I feel, I am crying.
This is the stage. This is the stage.
This is the stage. This is the stage.
When one becomes too much, and to say, glorifying.
When it becomes too much, I'm to say glorifying.
About the wonderful acts. This is very wonderful act.
About the wonderful acts. This is very wonderful act.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the greatest.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the greatest.
God is great, but he has taken the service of the
God is great, but he has taken the service of his
devotee as a medial driver.
Of his devotee as a menial driver.
So this feeling gave him in ecstasy.
So this feeling gives him an ecstatic.
This is sign. It is not.
Was it first?
Was it, this is a science? And this one's for you, Josh?
Okay.
Artificial. Tadguna sunama.
All I heard was Sanskrit and that.
I said it's not something artificial in Sanskrit. So when we
Okay.
pass around the mic in this round, just make sure it's facing your mouth and close to your mouth. Otherwise, the people online have trouble hearing it.
Sutimatre. Just like if you pour some water.
Just like if you hold some water
On the ground, you will see where there is down level, it will.
On the ground, you will see on the down, if you place a glass of water on the down level, you will see
There's some down level.
At once go to that side.
It will once go to that stage.
to that side. Mhm. If there's some down level.
Without any arrangement, you simply pour the water.
Without any arrangement, you simply pour the water.
And it will go down where there is a level is down.
And it will go down where the level is down.
Just like the rivers are flowing to the sea level. Similarly,
just like the river is flowing to the sea level. Similarly,
a highly developed Krishna conscious person
a highly developed Krishna conscious person.
wants to hear about something of Krishna.
He wants to hear about something of Krishna.
Once he hears about something of Krishna,
Be an ecstatic, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He becomes ecstatic, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
this one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
There was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
All I heard was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I didn't catch the words before that.
There was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay.
His name was Murari Gupta.
His name was Murari Gupta.
He was physician to the then Nawab.
He was physician to the blank Nawab.
The then. The then Nawab.
Muslim Nawab. Now, they were sitting.
Muslim Nawab, now they were sitting.
The Nawab was going some hunting excursion or something like that, but
The Nawab was going.
was a Nawab's physician, he was to accompany him.
He was the Nawab's physician. He was accompanying him.
So they were sitting on the back of the elephant.
So they were sitting on the back of an elephant.
In the meantime, that Murari Gupta saw one peacock.
In the meantime, that Murari Gupta saw one peacock.
As soon as he saw the peacock, the feather, he at once remembered.
As soon as he saw the peacock, the feather, he at once
Remembered
Krishna and at once fainted and fell down.
He once remembered Krishna and fell down and
fainted and fell down.
fainted and fell alive.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
This is called Alamman.
You say this is not an animal?
This is called, in the Sanskrit word, alamba.
Oh, okay. It's hard to hear some of it on my end. But I'm trying.
Thank you for trying. I'll see if we can turn it up more somehow.
This is called Alamman. Alamman means anything to the context.
This is called alamba. Alamba means anything to the context.
Immediately he remembers his Lord. And
He easily remembers his Lord. He
immediately remembers.
Yeah, anything, as soon as he hears anything that's in context with the Lord, he remembers his Lord.
becomes ecstatic. This is the first class stage of Krishna consciousness.
he becomes ecstatic. This is the first this is the first class stage of Krishna consciousness.
So there are many instances. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
There are many instances Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
showed this manifestation in his life.
Saw these manifestations in the sky.
showed this manifestation in his life.
We are discussing now in the morning class.
Discussed. This is what we discussed in our morning class.
So, yeah, Prahlad Maharaj said, Jada Ati Harsat
So Prahlad Maharaj said,
Lokastu Gadagadam. He becomes so glad.
Sanskrit, he becomes so black,
So
Glad.
glad.
That he's faltering in
That he's faltering in.
this one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
speaking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was dancing,
Speaking, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing
in Jagannath Puri during Kart festival, and was singing.
In Jagannath Puri in the car festival and was singing.
He could not utter Jagannath. He was uttering
He could not utter Jagannath. He was uttering.
it's faulted. Faulted. These signs are there.
Faltering. These signs are there.
They become at once transferred to the spiritual atmosphere.
They at once become transferred to the spiritual
Atmosphere.
And platform. These are very high stage.
And platform. This is very high stage.
Jada grahakasta iva kachit asati krannati dhyati bandati janam. Just like one man is
Just like one man is
haunted by ghosts. He shows different caricature. Some
man is haunted by ghosts. He shows different characteristics.
sometimes he laughs, sometimes he cries, sometimes he fall down.
Sometimes he laughs, sometimes he cries, sometimes he falls down.
Sometimes he touches your feet.
Sometimes he touches your feet.
This one's for you, Josh.
Okay.
These are the symptoms. Jada grahakasta
These are the symptoms, and then he went into some Sanskrit. Sounded like.
iva ruchit kachit hasati krannati dhyati bandati janam mura sasana bhakti hare jagat pate narayaneti atma oti gata trapa. He forgets. Just like a madman forgets.
He forgets, just like a madman forgets.
That I am in office or I am in the society.
I am in office or I am in the society.
In my friend circle, if I show these caricature,
And my friends, something
In my friend circle,
in my
Right.
friend's circle.
if I showed these
Characteristics.
characteristics.
If I showed these characteristics,
And so that's the end of the recording. It was only a partially recorded class. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
This is